Okay, we'll just continue with the 4-bit adder circuit what we considered in the last video. So this is the block diagram implementation of that 4-bit adder using 4 full adders. So of course we know that the input is given over here to the first full adder input, that is Cin, and of course we have the 4-bit A0 to A3 and B0 to B3 has been given to each of the full adder, like we have A0, B0, A1, B1 and A2, B2 and then A3, B3. You can see the output carry of the first full adder is given to the input of second full adder, and of course it continues like that. So we also discussed that it is going to take the worst possible full adder time as equal to P sum plus of T carry into n minus 1. So this is the worst possible propagation delay, that is the adder will take it. So let us find out, so what is the best possible time a 4-bit adder will take it. So let us consider the input A and B's, which are something like this, and we have it as 0 1 0 1 and then 1 0 1 0 are the A and B inputs. If you assume Cin to be 0, we will going to get the output as of course you can see here these are the initial values of Cin that we are assuming for all the full adders. So this is the actual input that is coming in here. If the actual input that is coming in here is 0, then we know that for full adder the 3 inputs are 0 1 0, then sum is 1, carry is 0. Again here you can see sum is 1, carry is 0, sum is 1, carry is 0, sum is 1, carry is 0. This is the expected output we're going to get. If we can actually find out what is the time that is required to get this output from a adder circuit, is just the T sum or the T carry. Of course T carry is not valid here because there is no carry generated here at all. So the time that is required is only the time required for generating the sum, because this is not at all propagating. Just if the T sum takes around 2 nanosecond, then the time required to get the final output is hardly 2 nanosecond. Suppose if I consider 2 nanosecond is the time required to generate the sum. In the same example, suppose if I make Cin equal to 1. So see now what happens. So this is Cin equal to 1. If Cin is equal to 1, so with the same inputs as A and B as 0 1 0 1 and 1 0 1 0. So as we know here, suppose if you manually do it, so we know that 1 plus 1 is 0 with a carry 1. Of course this is a full adder input. Suppose if you manually do it, this is 1 plus 1 and then 0, it is 0 with a carry 1, and then you write 0 with a carry 1, then it is 0 with a carry 1, again 0 with a carry 1. So this is the final output what I'm expecting with 4 sum bits as all of them as 0 and the carry out is 1. So meaning I have to get this as 0 0 0 0 and then carry should be 1. So if you actually of course when you manually did it, so we could very easily say write this as the answer, but let us see how much is the time does the full adder does the 4-bit adder takes to give this output. At the instant whenever you apply the A and B inputs and Cin is equal to 1, it takes some time to get the sum as this value, because at the instant when you are giving this A and B and Cin, so because if you can see here it is 1 1 0, sum is 0 and then carry is 1. So this is what we're going to get, sum and carry of individual full adders. So this is the output of individual full adders. So assume that this will take a time to generate T carry as the time that is required to generate the carry. You can see you are still far away from the expected answer of 0 0 0 as sum, and then carry should be 1. And of course you can see carry out, this is the carry out, the last, if you can see here, see out whatever you have here. So this is the final carry, and this is that carry. So you are supposed to get it as 1, you are still at 0, and of course all these bits have to be 0 0 0. We are still far away from that value, that is we are not yet got this answer. This is we are still there in the intermediate answer. So my T adder, that is the time required to get the final answer, is not simply T carry. Now we are still there in the intermediate stage. Okay, now as we know that this carry will be going to this, and this carry will be going to this. Carry out is going to carry in of this, and this carry out is going to carry in of this. This is how it is propagating. Can you see here? This whatever carry you generated, that is going here, and this 0 what is generated, now it is going to next scene. Of course this will go out. Since I have Cin as 1, so you can see now this is my actual input for the second instance. So I will going to get the sum and carry outputs as so on. So you can see it is 1 1 0, sum is 0, carry is 1, and then it is 1 0 1, sum is 0, carry is 1. Now we can see this is 0 1 0. I have sum as 1, carry as 0, 0 0 1, sum as 1, carry as 0. So by this time you have, of course this is the carry time that is required to generate the first carry, that is the first iteration. This is for the second iteration. You can see this is again transferred on to next stage, okay, as it happened in the previous case. Now we can see it will take one more, because you are still not there with the expected sum. Sum is supposed to be 0 0 0 0, all 4 zeros, and carry out should be 1. We are still not there, and you can see this will take another of course, let me just see, this will take this carry will move to next stage. Now you can see this is moving now. So this, you can see now you have the final sum output, which is 0 0 0 0, and then carry is now, this is becoming 1, this will go to 1 here. So actually if you count the amount of time it has taken to give the final output, is the time required to generate the carry thrice. So first here it has generated, then it has generated, then it has generated here, and once the carry is generated, now it will take some time to generate the sum, the final sum. So if you consider that sum time as t sum, which is almost equivalent, okay, assume that, okay, when it is generating the sum value, simultaneously you will get the carry also. So actually speaking, if you want to write the total time required for the 4-bit adder to give the final output of carry out as 1 and all sum bits as 0 0 0 0, it will take n-1 times t carry plus t sum. So this is the worst possible time a adder can take. This is a full adder can take. Suppose for full adder 4-bit, sorry, not full adder, 4-bit adder. So this is actually n will be 4. It is 4 minus 1 into t carry plus t sum. So that's what is here. Can you see here? This is 3 times the carry and the t sum. So this is t adder. And let us see how do we, if at all, if you want to reduce the time for this TPD, which is for the adder circuit, we need to always target on how do I reduce the time that is required to generate the carry. If you can actually see the implementation of the full adder using gates, so it actually goes this way. So let me just show you in the textbook itself how it will be just, okay, fabricated. This is how, if you can see here, this is the sum and carries. This is the implementation of course, let me just show you, okay, how it can be implemented, the other way of implementing. So we know that sum, that is sum is given by A exclusive B exclusive Cin. Carry is nothing but, of course, as we wrote it here, it is AB plus B Cin plus Cin into A. This sum can also be written in another possible way. It is A B Cin plus A plus B plus Cin into C out bar. Of course, this C out bar is nothing but this is C out is equal to C carry. So now let us see how do we implement this over here. See here, there is the implementation. If you carefully notice this, so what I have here is, this is C out. C out is nothing but AB plus BC plus C into A into Cin. If you can see here, if you take out Cin as common factor, is it not Cin into A plus B? This is Cin into A plus B, and then A into B. So this is the implementation of carry here in the pull down network. Of course, the pull up network is exactly the duality of that. This is actually C0 bar. You may have to have an inverter to get C0 here. So whatever we get here at X is actually C0 bar. Now you can see how the sum is implemented. Sum is implemented with A, B, C in. Can you see here? This is A, B, C in. So this portion, whatever A, B, C in, is implemented over here. This is A, B, C in plus C0 bar into A plus B plus C in. Can you see this is C0 bar? So this is one of the input, and that is multiplied by A plus B plus C in. This is A plus B plus C in. So this is how we can able to implement this is actually whatever you're getting at this point is sum bar. Again, it is again complemented to get the sum, because we know that the implementation of CMOS is always a complementary logic, or it's a inverting logic. You have a sum bar here, so that is inverted here, so that you can get sum. So we are now getting the expression for getting the values of Cout and sum using this particular logic. So what I mean to say is, if at all, if you want to reduce the value of your this is for a 1-bit full adder. This is a 1-bit full adder. If you want to have a 4-bit full adder, we have to somehow ensure that the time required to generate the carry output should be as small as possible. So we will see, okay, how do we implement that particular logic in the next video.